Hey guys, this is Pops Reviews, and I'm here doing a game review, maybe a bit of a playthrough possibly here of this is Filsinger Games Legends of Wrestling card and dice game. Now I just got this game just a while ago. I've been trying to do videos for it. They weren't working out for me. I've been kind of frustrated with it. Um, but I'm finally getting a chance here to maybe review the game here a bit here, and my whole video I had this idea of like showing you guys that my collection of like I have different miniature games like Conan and Zombie Side Black Plague. I just got in all the expansions for Marvel United. Just getting into Marvel Champions even. So I have a lot of different games and stuff with miniatures and like Marvel Champions is a card game, but yeah, I just have these different games, and you know, it, if you know me, I'm a big kung fu fan, a big superhero fan, and I'm also a huge wrestling fan. So wrestling's always kind of been in my heart, and I've always wanted a really good wrestling game, whether it be a tabletop or a miniature game. And I'd heard about this game before back when they first did the Legends of Wrestling game, and it didn't really appeal to me back when, for whatever reasons, I guess. Or I could show you probably one of the reasons as we got into the game later, but um, it didn't appeal to me at the time. I didn't know like what the rosters were and that type of thing, and so I kind of out of sight, out of mind with the game, and I've been into other games and stuff, but just recently, I've been uh, the miniature game market, Kickstarter, shipping, and that is just it's getting too much, and I wanted something a little, I guess, more manageable, more collectible, not having to wait a year for your order. And then I was looking for something with wrestling, and I came across this again, and then I saw, wow, they have expanded rosters and stuff like that. So this game, it's essentially a stat, kind of like an old Stratomatic game where you would roll dice and check stats. But this game is thematically the feel of the game. This feels like a wrestling game. Like this feels, um, like if you're a fan of wrestling, like I used to watch AWA, WWF, WWE, NWA, WCW. You know, I used to watch all different types of wrestling, Stampede Wrestling, whatever we were able to get in Canada here, and um, this game, when you play with the guys, it feels like your mind, when when you're doing the moves, you're like you get pictured in your mind. It's just incredible. I can't explain it, but I think you have to be, for one, a diehard wrestling fan, and I think just and two, with a good imagination to play things out and to use your imagination to see how the moves will play out in your head as the moves are being pulled off in the game. So yeah, this game is great. This is the starter set that you get here. So this is an envelope essentially that it came in, and um, so as you can see on the characters here, you have the great Luthez, Mr. Perfect, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Playboy Buddy Rogers, Harley Race, Ted DiBiase. Now the game comes in this package. You also get a little red dice and a blue dice that come with the game, and you also get four charts that are double sided. So you have one here that's into the turnbuckle. Now, when you play to the game, these charts will become useful. So as you can see, they're double sided. So this one is into the charts view table. You have a death jump and out of the ring chart for when you have your dice rolls. You also have a into the ropes and choice situations. and you also have outside interference and pin saves. And you guys will have to forgive me because my thoughts with this game will just be all over the place. A few things I want to mention. That first off, Filsinger games, they have been around for a long time, like since back in 1986. There's a game. There's a game that they make that's kind of like their flagship. It's called Champions of the Galaxy, and it's a game. It's a game that's actually compatible with the Legends of Wrestling line, and it's yeah, it's basically been around that long, and so they if a game's been around that long, it must be good, and there are different wrestling games out there, and I've never played some of the other ones. Only when I was a kid, I played a Superstars of Wrestling game, and that's nothing close to any of these kind of games that are out now. But I was wanting something that was really thematic to wrestling. I saw there's the Book It game, there's Into the Mat, there's all these different games, but what makes this game really special to me is that it's an actual licensed wrestling game with the different wrestling icons in it. So, like I was saying, in your starter pack, you get a couple dice. You also get the charts. You get a rule book. So this will tell you how to play the game, and this game is really easy to play. You can get it set up in like no time flat, and it goes through. There's all types of instructions for all the different things that are in the game. And there's easy rules. There's also advanced rules that you can play with. I would just play with the advanced rules. It's not that much harder than playing with the easy rules. And then you also get in the starter set. You also get a colorful booklet here. So as you can see, all the different wrestlers that you're getting in the starter set. So you got Superfly, Bobo Brazil, Bruiser Brody, Sheik and Volkov, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Gorgeous George. So you're getting a whole different array, a roster of guys to start your start your league with, and appealing to like all different generations, I guess, of wrestling fans who want to decide to play this game. So yes, you have a little booklet here, and inside they give little write-ups of like the wrestlers and who they were possibly feuding with, and they talk about their finishers and specialties and that. Sometimes they give you maybe a little instruction on the different their moves that they do on their chart. So it's a really neat little book. I really like that it's a colorful book, and it talks about the wrestler. So it's very very gives you that theme of the different wrestlers and what they did in their time period. So it's a very nice addition to the game whenever you purchase a set. And then you also will get the wrestlers. Now, one thing I do want to show is that the original games, they used to have this kind of card quality. So they used to be black and white, and they had this it was a flimsier kind of a card. And now, if you purchase a game, if you get the color sets, here's Davey Boy Smith. Now he doesn't come in the starter set. He's actually an expansion that I purchased. So I'll show you. I'll probably show you him later. But as you can see, it's a different, weightier cardstock, like Davey Boy's card. The art just looks a whole lot better. That's another thing that drew me to the game, is that the art for this game is just remarkable, and for all the different expansions that come with this game. So right away, the art for the game is definitely a turn on and appealing, and the card stock as well. So essentially here, what the game looks like here is like this here. So you're going to look at the wrestler's card on the back of their card, and this is essentially telling you everything that you need to know about your wrestler to play the game. So as you can see, we'll put Virgil aside here, and we'll look at Davey Boy's card here. So you're going to see that he has, obviously tells you his height, weight, where he's from, and then it goes through level 1 offense, level 2, level 3. So, and then it gives you ratings for the different charts to look up when you roll the dice, and then it gives you his an agility rating, power rating, and cage rating if you have a cage matches. And then it might give you a flavor text or something that he does in the game. So it says here in singles matches, use running power slam, and there's an asterisk. So that's his finishing move, but it's in for tag team. So you wouldn't use Tower of London. You would use the running power slam. And I'll get to that in a sec here. But so what you're essentially doing is you're gonna let one person will have one die and the other person has the other color dies. So let's say Davy Boy is blue, and let's just say, for instance, he's rolling off against himself. So you would roll the dice, and you already got a 1 or a 2, sorry. So then you would look up 2 on his chart. So it's say monkey flip 1. So that means Davy Boy is attempting a monkey flip on his opponent, and then the 1 means that his opponent would look at his 1 level defense. So if the opponent was Davy Boy, and he's rolling a red, let's say he's rolling the red die for defense, so he rolls a 6th, so then it would say dazed, and then 1. And then Davy Boy, if he's in a tag team match, he's able to try and make a tag. There's rules for tag. But that's for more advanced rules when you want to do tag matches. But essentially, it would be that he's dazed, and the wrestler that was on offense would go back to his 1 offense. So then Davy Boy is still in control on offense. So then he would roll a dice again. This time he rolled a 5. So then it would be a forearm smash 2. So he does a forearm smash, and now he's telling the opponent to look at their level 2 defense. So now the opponent would have to roll level 2 defense. So then you'd roll the dice. He gets a 3. You look at the defense. Oh, down. He's so down, and now he's telling you to do level 3 offense. So that forearm smash was really devastating because it hurt him, and then he would be the opponent now would be rolling level 3 offense. So then he would start rolling level 3 offense. Now, how you go for pins is if you would roll level 3 offense, and then if you rolled, like, say, his Tower of London, then that's a finishing move. It's in bolder writing than the other writing. So then you would then go to the pin. Now, if you're playing on easy mode, all you would have to do to pin Davy Boy in this instance would be roll a 6 and under on 2 dice. So I would roll 2 dice. That would be a kick out. The match would still go on. And if you were playing advanced rules, then you would have to roll a 3 and under to pin Davy Boy. So can I roll a 3 and under? Nope. So he would kick out. But in advanced rules, what would happen is he would receive a token for stamina. So each time that you make a pin attempt, the opponent would get a token. So the next time I would go for a pin on him, now it would be a 3 plus 1 would be 4. So now I would have to roll a 4 and under. And the pin tokens stack up as many times as you're able to pin him to eventually him probably losing with a roll of under 5 or 6 or whatever the case is. So again, he would kick out, so then he would get a second token. So now it would be a 3 plus 2 tokens. Now it'd be a 5 and under to pin him. So, and it just kind of goes back and forth. And his name writing. So if we rolled a side headlock, let's say we rolled a 1, and we go to his 1 chart, and then let's say Davy Boy rolled a 2. So that means now you would see Davy Boy Smith. So that means that he would be on offense now. So he would take over. So that's how the tide would change in the match, that Davy Boy would take over, and then he would start on level 1 offense. So it's a really simple game, really simple mechanic, but you get that kind of ebb and flow back and forth with the matches, and they just feel really, really thematic to the game once you play. There's certain things here, like you'd have to look up, say he does a headbutt here, so then you would have to look up on the chart here. It would be choice C, So then you would look on the chart. So this would be choice situations C. So then you would look it up, and then after you would find, okay, if he has an agility rating, roll a 7 or lower for a moonsault. Now, Baby Boy obviously wouldn't do a moonsault, so maybe you'd want to call it hit the move that he's doing, like a headbutt or something. And then there's try kick to the knee, which would take you to level 2, and then it works on a 7 or lower of the opponent's power rating. So this is when you look at the cards for the opponent, and you look at their agility. It would be -2, and a power is -1. So then you would subtract or add these to the dice rolls for this particular chart. And there's also moves like he has say a power move here or agility move. So you would look, he was trying to do a cross body block, so you would compare his agility. So let's say a -2. We'll bring back Virgil here. So Virgil, as you can see, is a +2. So the negative numbers are actually more powerful than the positive. So Baby Boy has way better agility, his -2 to Virgil's +2. So then this move here, his arm drag, let's say, or his cross body block, would always get through on Virgil because it's comparing their agility. And if he went for, say, his press slam, you would compare to power. So Davy Boy's a -1, Virgil's a -1. So I believe as long as it's even, or the person has the stronger number, then they're able to carry out the move. If, let's say, Virgil was a -2 power, then Virgil would take over on offense, and he would start, I believe, at level 2 offense on his dice rolls. So that's kind of the way the game plays out. And yeah, it's just that simple. It's just, there's just maybe some minor things, of learning the guys, what they do and stuff like that. And it's very easy to play. And I really, really enjoying this game. I want to show you the rest of the guys that you get in the starter set. Now, another thing I have here is I have used, I've bought these plastics. They're called top loaders to store the cards in. So these things are expensive. These top loaders are made by Ultra Pro, I believe it is. I got it off Amazon. In Canada, they're almost like close to, they're like over $30. I was lucky to get the first set I bought was like, just recently was just over 20, and now if you try and buy them now, they're like over 30. So I believe there's a plastic shortage out there, and might be reflecting the prices. So these things are expensive, but it's something really nice to protect your cards, and these cards are really, really nice. So I've seen other YouTubers use them, so I like the idea, and I went and tried and got some myself. So again, with the set, you get 16 cards. You get 16 wrestlers. So sorry for the glare, but this is Luthez, so you get him, and then you get all his ratings on the back, and then you have Playboy Buddy Rogers. And again, the art for this game is just amazing. And then you have Bobo Brazil. So you have a lot of these very golden age legends in this game that you could have ultimate dream matches within themselves and the younger talent. Here you see Gorgeous George with his manager Sherry Dupree. Now there's another thing too, that you could have managers in the game. So Sherry Dupree, she has a distractor rating of 6, so you'd have to roll a 6 and under for Sherry Dupree to distract the referee. And there's rules for the managers distracting and all that. I won't get too deep into that, but it's all in here. Like, you could have managers and everything interfering in the matches and stuff. They have their own charts, so it's very cool. And you have Harley Race. This is classic Harley Race. This is not King Harley Race. This is like NWA Harley Race, World Champion Harley Race. And you have the Iron Sheik. and his stats. And then his tag team partner from WWF, Nikolai Volkov. They were tag team champs. And again, I cannot say enough about the art of this game. This is what really turned me onto the game as well, is that the art is made by a guy named Warner. I believe his last name is Muick, if I'm saying it right, but he does a wonderful job of art on this game. And you have Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Tough guy. So you can have Hacksaw renewing his rivalry with Sheik and Volkov. And then one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. So they're in the game, and you could have them possibly fighting Sheik and Volkov or anybody else. I mean, this game, you could do whatever you want. You could make whatever dream matches, have whatever dream cards you want. That's the beauty of this game, is that you are the promoter, and you get to make whatever dream matches, dream cards you want, and it's just great. Carrying on, we have Bruiser Brody. So this is the great likeness of Bruiser Brody. He's holding out his hand and making those noises. Huss! Huss! And you have Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So this was a match I wanted to make, actually, or I have made. I made the Road Warriors fight Jimmy Snuka and Bruiser Brody. Maybe I'll do that on a playthrough maybe in the future. Here's another one of my favorite wrestlers, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. And then you can see like his finisher, the Hennig Plex. They can't call it the Perfect Plex because they don't have the rights for it, but the Hennig Plex, you could call it the Perfect Plex though, because you know what it is. And another one of my favorites, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. He's got his flying axe handle, flying elbow smash. So you see they have all their moves in the game, which is it's really, really neat. Excuse me. And of course, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and his iconic laughing. So very cool. And then Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View, Mr. ECW. So he is also in the game. So if you want to take it to the extreme, RVD. And they have also, he has his 5-star Frog Splash, the Van Daminator, the Van Terminator. It's all in the game. It's all here. Very, very cool. So that is the starter set. That's all the wrestlers you get in the starter set. And again, I sleeved mine. They don't come sleeved with those plastics. I sleeved mine with those. They're called top loaders. They're 4x6 top loaders, made by Ultra Pro, and very, very good investment to keep your cards nice and pristine in their sleeves. So that is the starter set, and then I showed you Davey Boy Smith. So this was another expansion I bought here. So this is expansion 6. So this is so when you're purchasing from, you can buy expansions, and yeah. So this one is more of a WWF themed expansion, and they have other expansions that are more themed to like NWA or ECW or AWA. So it's totally up to you what type of expansion you want to get. And they also have more modern day wrestlers like ROH leagues. Sorry, modern day wrestlers and leagues like ROH and CZW and Shimmer. Some of those ones I'm not too familiar with, but they are you could purchase them as well, and then cross match the Legends of Wrestling with the newer leagues, or within the you could do it however you want, guys. It's amazing. It's awesome. So and all these guys are licensed. And another thing I want to bring up is actually the community for this game is just awesome. There is full support on the Filsinger boards, and the guys are friendly and answer questions and everything. So if you ever have any questions about this game, these people these guys are just very, very friendly guys. I've had nothing but a good experience on the boards, and there are people out there now. Obviously, there are going to be guys that are not in the game, so there are people out there who have made what's called bootlegs. So if you go searching hard enough, like I did, you'll find uh, cards that have the different wrestlers. So let's say here's a card for Jake the Snake. Now he's not licensed in this game, but someone uh, made Jake the Snake, and has they have all this his the same artist and proper stats and everything. Um, so I'm just gonna show you here. So totally compatible with all the Filsinger official content. So it's great. You can make your own if you find wrestlers that that are not in the game, but you want in the game. If you look hard enough, you might be able to find them and maybe somehow get a PDF file and be able to print it out at your local like Staples or something like that. So there's just a whole ton of content for this game, and every year there's people. Phil Singer are coming out every year with all kinds of expansions and promoter packs and this and that. So it is just a wonderful game, guys. I cannot say any. I give this game high praise. I've had a few matches. I'm looking to start my own league, write my own little books. I plan to do maybe playthrough videos. Have my little pay per views and stuff like that. And um, as I'm still trying to learn the game, trying to make it nice and smooth, then I'll probably start making the videos and start doing my own little leagues and that. But once again, this game is great, and I cannot say enough positives. Again, I think for me, like I said, that the card stock and the character art is what probably drew me in the most. Like I said, compared to what they originally had with this Virgil, like look at the art on Virgil here. Not, I mean, this, luckily to have his name on here. Otherwise, he might look like a boxer on here or something. Um, it was just very plain, and the card stock was very flimsy. But I mean, this here looks just beautiful. The card art. This looks like Davy Boy Smith. And of course they have his partner, Dynamite Kid. So you could have the British Bulldogs take on the Road Warriors, take on Sheik and Volkov. Um, so just a wonderful, wonderful game. Not too complex with the rules, and I plan on doing, like I said, I plan on doing matches. And if you're I would say I would recommend this game to anyone who is a big wrestling fan, and um, if you don't mind rolling dice and checking kind of like stats to see what guys are doing, if you don't mind that, this game is for you. This game is very, very thematic to wrestling. Very, very. You feel like you're watching a match, like it's playing out in your mind. Um, so if you have the patience for that, and if I think too, if you have fun with it, like if you like, I find myself being a commentator. Like there's other YouTubers out there, they kind of commentate on their matches. I find myself commentating and getting into the match, and I think that all helps with the theme of the game of trying to play it. Just really having fun with it. If you are just kind of just taking a dice and just, well, I look at a four, I check the stat. Like if you're playing like that, then maybe it's not for you, or um, it's not a game. I think too that you don't play with like many other people. Like you can't have four or five people playing it. I mean, you could theoretically, but I think it's more of a game of like maybe a 1 to 2 player at most. Um, More so solo if you're a solo wrestling fan, because you could make your own federations and that. I mean, you can with two people in that, right? So if you have two people that are really into wrestling, really don't mind the dice rolling and the looking up the charts and stuff, then you can have a whole lot of fun with this game. But yeah, this game is very thematic, and I just for a game that's kind of just simple with just card and dice, and there's no miniatures involved or no painting anything. Um, I mean, this is awesome. Now, saying that too, I wish There's a few things I wish about this game that I'll comment to. Is that one, you have these charts, and sometimes, like I showed earlier, um, that there was an option for a moonsault and a kick. So somebody like Hacksaw Jim Duggan or Jake the Snake wouldn't be doing a moonsault. So you have to use your imagination, or think of what they would do in that type of situation. So there's that part I don't like, that they should probably maybe update it a little more. Even though it's a tried and true system in that, like there's still maybe one or two things you probably could update that's not changing the game dramatically or anything. Um, Another thing would have been awesome too is obviously if it had miniatures, if there was a more of a visual presence. I mean, the cards are awesome; they're great on their own. But again, I'm just saying if there was any kind of updates or upgrades that you could make to the game, um, so that'd have been cool to see all the different kind of retro miniature guys and the current guys and that type of thing. But again, very understandable. Miniature games are very expensive nowadays, and especially all the stuff coming from China and all that. So, um, but for what this game is, a simple card and dice game, and you could have different types of matches. For instance, just within the instruction booklet here, you could have, say, a cage match even. So they do have special matches. So there's no disqualification matches. There's cage matches, 6 or 8 man tags, and they give you a little kind of a promoter guidelines. To try and have feuds. If you're having tag team matches, like to kind of switch the guys out, make it like a tag team match, and not just like a one guy just dominating the match, and you know kind of use your partner and make it more thematic. So again, it's totally up to you guys. It's about using your imagination a bit, but again, this game is thematic, and it's what do they call it? It's thematic in spades. uh, I cannot say enough about this game. And another thing too, I did like when ordering from Filsinger Games as well, was that when I ordered some expansions, they actually threw me in some extra cards. So that's very awesome. Good on their part to do that. Um, so I've ordered a few expansions now. For me, I got a few indie guys. So these guys are the guys in green here. One guy, his name is Eric Ryan, and the other guy is Bobby Beverly. They're from a Best of Indies Tag 2022. So that's, you can see like what the set that they came from. So I'm not too familiar with these guys. I had to kind of look them up, and I see they're kind of into more like a bit of the death matches and stuff like that. So, but these were actually free. They came with my sets, so that was really nice for Phil Singer to do that. They throw in little extra cards for you to play. Sometimes they might throw in Champions of the Universe cards, from what I've seen also. And this was actually another couple guys here that they threw in. This is the Von Erich brothers. I was actually very happy to see that I got these guys. Actually, I didn't know who they were, and then obviously, I flipped the card. I see their name. I see Marshall and Ross Von Erich, and I just thought, wow, that's cool that I have the Von Erich brothers. So you could have these guys essentially team up to take on the Bulldogs or Hawk and Animal, whoever you want, right? And these are Kevin Von Erich's sons, so kind of like the last of the Von Erichs kind of thing. So very, very cool that they sent these cards. So thank you, Phil Singer Games. I appreciate that. And yeah, I've placed a few orders with them. There's, like I said, there's many different expansions, and yeah, I would just say check it out. Go to their site, philsingergames.com, and like I said, there's also the Phil Singer boards if you want further um, different topics and whatnot. There's a lot of information on there as well. So I know it's probably a bit of a long review, guys, but this is just an awesome game. So much to talk about. Like I said, wrestling has always been in my blood to watch it. I don't watch it as much anymore, but I mean, I used to watch back in the day, and I mean, my brother and I used to wrestle all the time, and even, I mean, my brother even took it a step further, and he is a wrestler. Even, you know, he's a Canadian top independent wrestler. So um, wrestling is just in our blood, and so I'm just happy I got this game. It's too bad I kind of found about it later on down the road here, but um, yeah, it's great. I guess one other negative I would say too, also as I say that, would be that sometimes there are limited edition cards that they've put out, and so you know it's hard to get those. Like I already seen on their site, there was like say a King Kong Bundy card that's out of stock. So like who knows when they'll ever get that in. But say for instance here, like I was able to pick up a Brutus the Barber Beefcake card. So this is a limited edition card, and you'll see here it's 467 out of 500. So whoop, lucky I was able to get this card. It was made in 2014, I guess, but limited edition. So you know, and they have convention exclusive cards and stuff like that. So I think that's a bit of a negative that that I'm not able to get those cards. Um, there's a Piper's Pit card that was an exclusive. Some other. There's also you can also buy also enhancement talent cards. Like your Saturday morning jobber wrestling guys. I used to get a beat up all the time on Saturday mornings. I mean, they have cards for those guys if you want to use in your league. So, but there's even one guy. There's a character that not this guy named Nacho Libre, who's he was a limited edition card, so I won't ever be able to get him. So that kind of stinks for just getting into this game late in the game. But overall, very happy with everything I have here. I want to continue to play more matches. Like I said, I might have additional content for you guys, and I don't want to show off too much of the other guys. I'm already like deep in this video here, but hopefully I'll try and do some matches and see you guys could judge to see how if this is a game for you. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a bit of a longer video, but again, this is a great game if you're into wrestling. And yeah, thanks for your support. Hopefully I'll be doing the videos soon. Like I said, I have all kinds of content with Marvel United. I have all the expansions and Marvel Champions, and I bought quite a bit of wrestlers for this game that I'd like to show off in other videos. So hopefully I will be seeing you guys soon, and you guys take care, and see you guys in the next video. Take care.